wings by wings.
Yes, it is. It is. But is it the first time that we've seen Full Clip gonna be using the Harriet? I think this is the first time that they did pull up a Harriet on him. He usually used Lancelot, Ling, Roger. He used actually a carry once, a Claude, once or twice. But this is the first time for the Harriet. And Edward, well, he's actually known to use the Kagura. Most of the time, he go for the flame shot. And this is a very standard heroes aside from Full Clip, I guess. But wow.
Wow.
I guess in terms of the laning phase, I think both has punches. But I'm really excited on how Full Clip used this Harriet. I think this is gonna be a game changer for Blacklist. If Full Clip could be able, well, he actually has this support, the Kagura. And both of them are level 4 dependent to be able to maximize their potential. I mean, Zaman Force together with the Yin Yang Overturn. Both of those things gonna be only work when they're on level 4. Of course, that's their ultimate. But will Omega be the one to punch here since they already had the Selena available? And that's an early vengeance.
Yeah, and Killer here going very aggressive against a Kirksey. Oh!
Oh my god.
And that is one takedown that you do not want to give.
Yes, you don't want to do that. I mean, level 1 Khalid is too strong, let alone he has an execute.
If you can dodge one of those slashes, that could be good. But if you're gonna take all three, Kirksey had an execute. You rarely see that. But at that chosen time, to be honest, Killer shouldn't really have, dueled him. The execute is just way too strong on a duel.
Exactly. And in the cooldown of that Desert Tornado was just too quick, let alone he actually has the passive.
Right now he can fight.
Yes,
now he can
because
fight.
there is no. But so does Cortese because he could just heal off the damage coming from the TAMs.
Yeah, and as you can see, Heath here being very aggressive, and the arrow will connect. It will hit that. It will hit Esson, to be honest, and two members are gonna go down. He's here. Oh my goodness, he went in, and this might be the fight that Blacklist International didn't want to take.
Yes, indeed. But I guess they do have a return kill here. Had GC taken down two members. That's Full Clip, and so does Esson. Toshi just left out here on the top lane. And what actually happened is that I really like the revitalized Gillette instant replay. You've seen they tossed out, or rather ejector out Basha, but it just went straight into the revitalized, healing and sustaining a little bit of damage coming from Blacklist. That's the reason why it's been prolonged that long. That's too long, a lot of long words. But yeah, HGC is the one who left out with a more favorable in terms of the kill. I guess Omega gonna take it one way or another.
Yeah, and clearly, the real winner of that certain skirmish was Haji.
It is.
Haji got a lot of kills. Haji got 2 kills out of that. Full Clip, yes. A lot of teammates died here on the side of Omega as well. But Full Clip, he didn't get any XP for that. He didn't get any assist for that.
Definitely, yes, no assist. But Butters, this is something to know. I mean, Harriet is actually strong, but only if he could be able to secure his box. And he already doesn't have his purple because it's been stolen by Haji. And now we've been seeing the Harriet has been starving off with buffs once again. We've seen this on the very first game, but that was Hate already capable of bouncing off. This is Full Clip, the prodigy for Blacklist International, I guess. He could be able to pull it through if his side lanes is gonna hold it off. Going back down, Killer, I think, is managing the Khalid, but still the Khalid would outshine the Tamus 1v1 on the early game. Onto the top lane, they actually, Aqua is having a hard time going against 1v1 with the Farsa.
Yeah, I do agree. And just clearly that first takedown on Thams, I think Killer didn't expect that.
It is.
I think it was one of those moments that he had execute.
Yes.
We have times like those, to be honest.
It is.
And you can never deny that sometimes an execute would just get under the radar and you give the first blood just because you didn't look.
Yeah, well, that's fair. That's fair, to be honest. I
Yeah.
mean, going that way around. But now, look, wow, I see that smile coming from Toshi. I mean, I think they are really, well, aside from being happy, I think they know that they are controlling the tempo here on the game, giving that Harriet, which is, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Harriet is strong by its nature, but like what I've said earlier, if it actually cannot secure its buff, his potential is really minimized in a large amount. I mean,
Yeah.
he couldn't be able to do those countless dashes during the Zaman Forest, and let alone he only gets this orange buff, and it's actually giving him a hard time. He's just getting a simple buff right now.
And clearly, you can see the struggle. You don't see the struggle in terms of the damage. You see the struggle in terms of mana.
Exactly.
How many skills did he use to just secure that certain buff? And while that was happening, the turtle was at half-life already.
Yes, and now it's looks like Haji is just getting the farm that he needs. We're able to secure the turtle. Oh my god, it has one more. It's gonna go once again. Is the execute available? It is.
Yes, the execute is available. And at this point, I think Killer has the upper hand. Because if you think about it, he still has the vengeance. The execute is there. But in terms of just healing, as long as Killer looks out for his HP right here, Kurtzy has the sustain going on for his side. But if they go for a 1v1, I think Killer has the potential to win as long as he has enough damage and does not stop going for Kurtzy.
Yes. So this one here on bottom lane is definitely like a stalemate. But what is Omega is working on right now is basically their top lane, and they're aiming it right now, or rather, they actually knew their power spike, and they're very strong on the late game as well, and they are on the commanding lead. Probably Omega, they just don't want to mess around. They just have to add GC to farm and just wait for it.
And as you can see, there is another kill on Killer.
And that's the power of an execute.
As long as you don't use the Clutterant Inferno just to regen, you are asking to be taken down at that point, and execute makes it possible. I mean, the execute pick right now, it could have looked sketchy in the early stages of the game, but right now it makes more sense. And that takedown made it have more sense in the first place.
It is. And now Omega striking the first turret down for Blacklist International. And so that's onto the top lane. It's gonna be almost the same what happened on the second game. It's that Blacklist International slowly losing their map control. They're losing all their advantages, and still we're not seeing the light of day here for the Harriet to be able to hold on this already on the mid game. He actually needs to shine here, because if it isn't, it's gonna be a hard climb for Aqua to be able to pull up this Yuzhong on the late game.
And Full Clip is getting hurt in terms of capability. The limits for him are set in a way where you cannot get your purple buff.
It is.
He can get his purple buff even if he fought for it, just because look at the difference in terms of Haji and Full Clip right now. Haji is at level 10, Full Clip is at 7. How do you fight?
Yes, they do fight. That's the ejector for Haze, a very timingly, and I guess Blacklist International would want to extend their lead here, and I guess not. Still, 3,000 lead for Omega. That's a fairly good pickup for Blacklist International Butters. But look at the items that Omega had right now. Bloodless Axe already available for the Khalid. So does a Clack of Destiny for the Farsa. Now, on the other hand, I guess it's almost the same, but the Harriet is the one starving and the damage. He actually not be able to get this Calamity Reaper. It's already been 7 minutes in, and Killer just got the revenge he needs on the Khalid.
Yes, and Calamity Reaper for Full Clip. At least he got his first item. Cooldown reduction, extra damage by using his skills. It can't get better than that for a Harith. But right now, they are fighting for this blue buff with their life. They want Full Clip to be enabled here onto their side. But look at the collapse that Omega is doing here. It's either you protect that or you protect your middle lane turret. And then it's going to hurt if Blacklist didn't protect their mid lane turret, and they can get their purple buff, and Omega just takes it all.
It is. Oh my, this is a
Oh
very
my.
hard match for Full Clip. This is, yes, this is the first time we've seen Full Clip on the Harriet, and it's not doing very good for the team of Blacklist International. It's not definitely his fault. It's all because Omega know where the Harriet strength lies.
Amazing situation for Omega. Terrible, terrible situation for Blacklist International.
Yes, very terrible. I guess the thing is, I mean, winning condition-wise, I guess Blacklist International, they have their hands on the usual. This is still very early. There's no Lord yet. They could be able to pull this through if they could somehow get a pick-off. Probably Aqua could just go in with a Black Dragon, killing Toshi.
That was so good. Oh my.
It is.
That was so good for the side of Omega. They just forced the fights, and that's not good.
That's not good because that is at GZ. Look at here, but the Cyclone Eye might actually save Haze's life here. And there, Full Clip, look at here, zoning out, but Haze was still taken down on the back lanes by Yu Zhong. Azon looking for an ejector, but he's been slowed. He cannot be able to touch or at least get near hit. And now it's time for retribution for Omega. They're going in.
And look at that. Blacklist International. Erratic. They have a very erratic placement into this fight. At times, you expect them to just come back from, just get all the kills that they can. But sometimes they look like they're in a very grim position.
Yes, grim as it is. But I guess Blacklist International would take that slight lead, not really lead. At least they're coming back, bouncing back onto this game. Now, another purple buff. Omega knows this, and they really trying their best to cancel it out for the Harriet.
A Full Clip here getting hugged out by Heath. And look at the damage output that Full Clip is doing. He's doing 0. Nada. No damage at all. That is one of the things that you really have to look out here if you're Blacklist International. But here comes the fight. And every single buff that comes out for the side of Blacklist International, it turns into a slugfest.
Yes, it turns really in a slugfest, and Killer just died right off the bat. But Full Clip was seen, is actually been seen, but the Examiner Force will be there to use, but the arrow from Haze will hit and connect, and together,
and he dies.
He dies. That Feather Airstrike from Toshi is well worth it. He actually died because of the combo coming from the Kagura, but he did manage to kill Full Clip. It's not only is not getting his buff, he's also dying in the process as well.
Okay, Blacklist International, clearly they're showing signs of life. They can fight this. But Full Clip right now, their star, their carry, he cannot do anything. There is so little teamfight capability here for the side of Blacklist International going up against Omega.
It is.
And it seems to me that Blacklist International doesn't want to fight as much as possible.
It is.
Omega, what they're doing is they're forcing fights, and they have the clear potential to just win every team fight just because they have the force on their side.
Exactly, and so does the Selena. Look at that. That arrow just connected to Eson, and he just vanished right off there. But what is really happening right now is that, yes, Full Clip is literally not doing well, but Edward somehow is the one who's shining. Look at it. It's already 4-0 KD, 4-0 here on this Kagura, and it looks like he is the one who is being the mage carry here for Blacklist International. That's a 4-0-1 KDA. He's not dying even once. So that's Aqua. I think these two players will be the hope for Blacklist International here in this game number 3.
And Eson here, if he was another tank, he could have gone for the flicker there, but he knew that they didn't really have that potential. And there is a chance that Toshi could hit him with a flame shot in the process. And that could really mean trouble for the side of Blacklist International. Right now, for Blacklist International, they're saving all their resources. Everything is up onto the side of Blacklist International. The only thing down here is that Yin Yang overturn.
Yes, that Yin Yang overturn. Edward tried to get that purple buff using the flame shot. Now, it looks like Omega is confident to get this first Lord of the game, but Blacklist International do know what's been happening and they're hearing this one. But the zoning coming from Omega, they did stop killing the Lord. It's just going ham. Eson barely alive, ladies and gentlemen. Aqua chasing down Haze. His Black Dragon is already been done and over. He might actually fall here, as he is too deep into the base of Omega, and that is something Omega wants. Just one, I think that's a 1 for HP left for the Lord.
Yeah.
Just
that is one of the unspoken weaknesses of Yu Zhong. Yu Zhong is a strong hero. Don't get me wrong. But the thing is, if your team cannot match your backline potential, the way that you break into the backline and you cannot really fight them head on, Yu Zhong is gonna get left behind.
Exactly. It's all, I guess, it's Heat been doing great in zoning out the rest of Blacklist. That's the reason there's no follow-up from the Black Dragon that Aqua did make. And Killer just did die there. So does. Now, it's going to be a hard defense for Blacklist International, and this might be a tower down for them.
There is the charge, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the siege. Eson here in the middle of everything. Curtsy getting thrown back. And that is the Lord hitting that turret. Turret is still healthy. Haji onto the top lane, taking down that turret silently. He's like a thief in the night, just trying to steal that turret away from the side of Blacklist International. Predator Airstrike will force everyone to go back. There is no full commit here onto the side of Blacklist International. Onto the bottom lane, Curtsy is making his way. They want to end this game as early as 15 minutes. The thing right now is, it's really hard to end games at the 15 before the 15-minute mark, but right now, they want to make the most of it. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a prime siege coming out from Omega.
Yes, prime indeed. Taking down all base turrets here for Blacklist International, and we're now showing you the items that been used there by Omega. Look at that. Haji almost locked on his items, just barely removing the boots. So does everyone, even the Khalid. Look at that. Oh my god, and look at how Basha, that's the reason why he's so tanky. He's already had the Dominance Eyes, Athena's, and of course the Courageous Mask just been used offensively for Blacklist International. Now, I guess Blacklist International still holding on onto this game, but they cannot be able to bring down. Look at how.
Oh!
So she died there.
Edward!
So does
Goodness
Edward.
gracious, and Blacklist International, they think this is the fight that they can take. There's no Farsa in any way.
Yes, and so
but they go back.
They go back. Kagura, arrow hit onto Killer. They're not gonna go with it. Now, it's just a holding game for Blacklist International. What's gonna be their winning condition right now? Probably they do a YOLO play to get to the Lord, but they have this Haji
and they got Aqua.
Aqua might be definite. Dragon Tail already knock up one hero. That's gonna be Haze. Still alive here, ladies and gentlemen. Arrow will not connect the second time around, and still no one died. But the pressure that Omega is giving Blacklist International is superb. I mean, it's gonna be hard for Blacklist
It's gonna
to
be
come
hard
back from this game.
It's difficult. It's going to be a gargantuan task. It's kind of minuscule right here for the side of Omega to just answer the pressure that Blacklist is trying to give them in a way. And as you can see here, there is no map anymore for the side of Blacklist International.
Yes.
Everything that the right touches, it's on Omega side.
Barely, even outer turret for Omega been destroyed. I mean, every outer turret still alive, and that's how commanding Omega is. I mean, in terms of the gold, it's just 8,000, but how Omega controls the whole map is really what sticks here on game number 3. Blacklist International, they're blindly playing this game. They know that the Lord will be respawning in the next 5 seconds, but still, they are still trying to figure out if they will contest this one, because Omega is one of the teams that knows how to play well in the Lord pit.
And as you can see, he is starting with that Lord while everyone is trying to pull back Eson to where he belongs, and that means the base. And they get Eson. Eson gets locked. Immortality has been popped. I don't think Eson is escaping this in any way. Well, he did!
He did.
Wow!
He did.
Well, he did have the
live.
flicker. He did have the flicker.
Exactly, but they know that the Jawhead just went home. He doesn't have a flicker, and somehow the Black Dragon has been used. So this is a go signal for Omega to take down the Lord.
And the Black Dragon is here, but it doesn't really matter. Cyclone Eye used to get back. No immortality for Eson. Costly contest there. You didn't really had any chance of contesting in the first place. Might as well in full clip. If Toshi just had that flame shot, that could have been one dead full clip.
Exactly. Just an arrow and a feather air strike. Man, that was how strong Toshi right now in terms of the magical damage this Force has been dealing with. But now the Lord marching into the base of Blacklist. Can they be able to hold this one? Salmon Force, this is going to be the Hail Mary play coming from Blacklist
Aqua.
International. Aqua already didn't die. One slash coming from Hachi.
Killer.
Killer will be down, so that's full clip. Even almost the team for Blacklist almost dying there, but the base will go down as well. And one game away for Omega to close this series.
Omega is at match point.